Welcome to this new video. Today my goal is to show you an overall overview of the different regions of Montreal. I often get the question, North Shore, South Shore, the east of Montreal, the west of Montreal, which one is better? And the answer is that it all depends on your situation and what you're looking for. So today I want to give you a quick glance so you actually know a little bit more of the different areas and what neighborhoods do we refer to when we actually speak about the different areas of Montreal and Greater Montreal. So as you see right here, this first overview is the different neighborhoods that are included. I would say that the main regions that we are going to discuss in this video. As you can see from this map, you have the South Shore of Montreal, Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, which is, in my opinion, from what I remember, the reason why it is distinguished from the South Shore of Montreal. The reason why I believe is it's different and distinct from the South Shore of Montreal is because it was added at a later term, at a later date, to the Greater Montreal. So basically, what you see in blue is all the Greater Montreal. Same goes for the Vaudreuil-Soulanges, which is an extension of Montreal West. We don't typically consider Vaudreuil-Soulanges as part of the West Island. However, there are some people that refer as Vaudreuil as part of the West Island. How I prefer to differentiate it is you have Hudson, Saint-Lazare, and Vaudreuil, which I consider being outside of the Montreal, but part of the west of Montreal. And that's why I wanted to show you this right here, which is a map, a satellite view of Montreal. Let me just position it more in this way. Yes. Okay, so now we can see the east, the west, and Vaudreuil right here. So right here, I would say that the West Island is mainly it goes all the way to Dorval. Lachine, some people consider the west of Lachine as part of the West Island, and other people may say that as of Lachine is pretty much the borderline, the end. The 13 is the end of the West Island. Anything west of the Highway 13 is basically West Island. And then you have more. You have a chunk of Montreal which is down the center that goes from It includes Town of Mont-Royal. It includes Saint Laurent right here. It includes Saint Luc, Plateau Mont-Royal, Westmount, La Salle. It would be the center of Montreal, and then in the east you would have Montreal North, Rosemont, Saint Leonard. Saint Leo. That's a habit that I have of calling Saint Leo. Actually, that's where my wife grew up. Rivière des Prairies, Pointe-aux-Trembles. Actually, this Rivière des Prairies and Pointe-aux-Trembles is a big neighborhood. It goes all the way to the point of the east of Montreal. And on the east of Montreal, then you have Charlemagne-Repentigny, which is divided in other neighborhoods as well, like Terrebonne. But Terrebonne is starting to be more North Shore, because even though it's in the east of Montreal, we consider it more North Shore. The question is Laval, the island. Actually, the name of the island where Laval is. It's called Jesus Island. However, I haven't heard somebody call Jesus Island, I think ever, other than in school. If ever you hear someone talking about Jesus Island, they're referring to the island where the city of Laval is situated. The same thing as Montreal Island. Montreal Island is not the same as the city of Montreal because there are many boroughs that actually are independent and they're autonomous within the island of Montreal. So that's something to consider. Let's see. Let me go back to this chart right here. So North Shore of Montreal, you have the list of the main areas right here, and I will show you a different page. And actually, I will provide these. This document that I'm looking at is publicly available, and it's a super nice tool to get an overview of the different areas. And I will provide it in the links. Yeah, it will be in the links. So, that being said, North Shore of Montreal. A lot of people ask me, what can we expect to find in the North Shore of Montreal? How is it better than the South Shore of Montreal? What's the difference between living in Laval and living in the West Island, for example, or living in Laval and living in the east of Montreal, living in Laval, living in the south of Montreal? There are many times that question, and here is something that may demystify that factor. And I want to show you a transit map, which I have right here. That is supposed to be showing on the screen right now. Yes, it does. Very good. So this is a 30 minutes focusing in downtown Montreal. This is a 30-minute commute by public transport. And the reason why you see little circles popping up a little bit everywhere is because those are either a subway, which we call metro stations, or it could be related to a bus node. I would say I would call it a node or a central spot, or a bus terminus. Terminal would be probably the better word. A bus terminal where you have buses that they go from one side of the city, they go across the river. So let me switch to car. So this is an idea without traffic from downtown Montreal. How far would you get in a rough estimate within 30 minutes drive from downtown Montreal? And I will put the link to this tool also in the comments or in the description. That's where you will find it. And if you don't find it, you just fire me an email. I'll take a look and I'll reply to you with these tools. So this is a 30-minute drive. So a lot of people ask me, well, I'm not all the way in the West Island with 30-minute drive. I'm not in Vaudreuil, certainly. However, I am in Laval and I am in the South Shore. Let's switch to rush hour to give you a better idea. 30 minutes, then you start to see why the South Shore is becoming really interesting, and it's getting very popular, especially Brossard, Saint-Lambert. I would say north side of Longueuil, Longueuil right here, is getting very popular for housing. In Longueuil, you will find higher density, so more more rental properties if you're looking to rent in the beginning. Especially in Longueuil, you will find a lot more offerings for that type of properties, which are duplex, triplex, and big buildings. It is a higher density, a higher number of those houses. And if you find single homes, most of the time, my experience, and nothing is 100% because there is a variety of housing everywhere, but in Longueuil, close to Montreal, you will find older homes. Saint-Lambert starts to being a little bit more upscale, I would say, which prices that are higher for residential properties. There are some very nice homes in Saint-Lambert. It's one of the places that I like in the South Shore. There is Saint-Lambert, and there is a little bit further Saint-Bruno right here. It doesn't, I don't know if it shows in the map because it's let me just augment. There you go. Now it went away. So I went up to an hour in rush hour, so it gives you an idea. What's the difference? Look, the Saint-Bruno, the point was that Saint-Bruno is one of my dear neighborhoods that I like a lot in that area. So if I go no traffic, huge. We go all the way from 1 hour from downtown all the way to the far away west side, and 1 hour to the east, 1 hour to the north. We're way past Laval. So let me zoom in right here. Right here. We're almost at Saint-Sauveur. Saint-Sauveur is really like ski land. I'm actually selling a house right now on Saint-Sauveur. Maybe when you see this video, maybe the house will be completely sold out in that area for that townhouse. This townhouse is actually the master bedroom is facing 5 ski slopes. It's beautiful. Okay, so this map is simply to give you an overview of the commute times between the rush hour and why the South Shore is getting very, very interesting for the people that work downtown. And without traffic, that there is really not much difference wherever you want to live in terms of how close you can be to Montreal, because you can see a radius of 1 hour commute that it brings you to all the regions of general Montreal, of greater Montreal area. Let's see, by commuting by bus. And this is where you will find that it's really interesting because from experience, I think there are other areas that should be in green and they're not in green. However, it gives you an idea. This is an hour travel time from downtown Montreal. The estimates for this, because I have more experience with the transport when I was in university, when my wife was in university, we have a different experience. I think is maybe things change, but I think it's a little bit. This would be more of like 45 minutes, not an hour. 45 minutes distance. Let me see, 30 minutes, what it puts you at. 30 minutes. So. I think on the range, the furthest, I think there are some regions that should be greener. But, that will be, there are tools that you can go in the transport Société, like the STM, the Société Transport de Montréal. You can actually go and actually put an address, a destination address, and it gives you the calculation. So that's an exercise that I can coach you to do in maybe a YouTube short or in another video. So this was an experience that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do this test to show you live the commute times and why the South Shore got developed so much for the people that are mostly interested in the island of Montreal. So I hope you're liking this video. If you're liking it, just smash that like button. People say smash that like button. Tap or click the like button. And if you are interested in more videos about Montreal and living in Montreal, if you're planning or you want to or you aspire to move to Montreal, if you're planning, aspiring, or if you're in the process of moving to Montreal, subscribe and I'll do my best to give you valuable information to make your experience the best possible it can be. So, let me go back to all the different neighborhoods and the different areas of Montreal. And we're back at this super nice file that we have available, again, either in the comments or description. I'm gonna do my best to put it there. When you're inside this file, you'll be able to click on every area of the island of Montreal, in this case, or Laval, and the South Shore, and to actually be able to see which neighborhoods it's referring to. However, what I like is this page, the second page, Actually, not the sixth page. It's not the second page. It's actually the sixth page. Uh, but one of the things that I like about this page is that it gives you the list of the neighborhoods that we're referring to. So when we say West Island, I was talking about West Island before. All these are the neighborhoods of the West Island. In here, for real estate statistics purpose, they divide them in south and north, and what divides it is the highway, the Trans-Canadian Highway. It's a highway that actually goes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. As you can see right here, the highway, it divides the north and the south of the West Island. And I'm referring to these neighborhoods because they all offer different styles of properties. Some neighborhoods, they have different statistics on different price points. For example, here we're in West Island North. The median price, I'm looking at here, median price, we are at $650 in the third quarter of 2022. When I look at the south, look at the difference. 150,000 difference between the south and the north. So the south gives you here a little map. This is very well made, and I really recommend that you take a look at this chart. This is one of the charts that I look at with the people that hire me for buying a property when they first come to Montreal, or after they're installed in Montreal and they start shopping. So going back to the neighborhoods, at a quick glance, you can see all the different neighborhoods. Blainville area, beautiful area. I have friends that live there, and I've helped other clients buy in that area. It's a pleasure to go visit properties in Blainville. So that being said, I hope that I gave you a better idea of the different areas of Montreal. And with these tools that you will be able to actually explore on your own different areas, should you have any questions in terms of the different areas, which, by the way, I'm making this video in very low resolution because my goal is to really give you the overall places in Montreal, to give you the definitions, and then to go into each of these areas and actually make dedicated videos about those areas. So that being said, I'll make sure that all these tools are available to you. You can go on actually Google Maps and actually explore the different areas that I mentioned. And should you want to see properties in those areas, the website that I recommend is called centris.ca. Let me see, I will give you another tool that actually is super interesting, that many of the people that I shared this with, they loved it and they gave me super nice feedback. So let me set that up for you. So the tool that I want to show you on centris.ca to continue doing research on your own, let me zoom in a little bit. So this is called the Community Profile Tool from centris.ca. Centris.ca is where you'll find most of the listings that are for sale with a realtor in the province of Quebec. There are different tools here at top. However, we're going to focus on the Community tab, which is inside the tools when you first go to centris.ca. Community Profile. So you can have the community profile. This is the whole island of Montreal. You can have real estate statistics. So we do have a census that actually we had available. We have newer data. However, they keep on using the 2016 as reference for some reason. So you have population by age group. Let's pick up a neighborhood. Let's go Montreal South Shore. Let's go North Shore. Let's go by North Shore. Let's go to Laval, for example. Do I have Laval? Only Laval, or I have to choose each neighborhood independently? Let me pick. Laval is probably already independent here. Ah, I knew it. Okay, so let me pick, for example, Blainville. So you have the population, you have the age, ventilation of the people that live there, the average, the household income, the household size, family types, construction date, so which properties you will find most of the time, and you see that there was a boom right here, 2001 to 2010. That's when Blainville started really becoming prominent. Many properties that I sold, that we bought with clients, they are in that time. They're built in in those years. The type of houses. So you see that is 68% single family homes, and there are some rentals, but it's not high rises. It's 5 floors and less. So that is really what you can find in Blainville. It's beautiful, and also the topography, the landscape. It's kind of wavy, and there are some mounts. It's really nice, and you can see also the education, what population is immigrant and non-immigrant. So you see that it's really a place that there is lower diversity, as you will find, for example, in Montreal. And the French, you have the French language that is spoken at 93% in the people that live there. So this will give you a quick look of the different the sector, the area in Blainville. In the real estate statistics, tab, you will find the different statistics currently. We just finished the fourth quarter, and you have the last 4 quarters for comparison. So you see that right now the sales in Blainville, always talking about Blainville as an example, the sales in Blainville were down by 32%, that there are more houses for sale, 11% in the fourth quarter, and that in the last 4 quarters there was negative 17 for sales. However, in the fourth quarter is negative 32, so it means that there is a acceleration in the change. Things are changing, and right now the things are cooling down in Blainville, which is great for buyers. The active listings, well, we see an increase. It's been the case, it's trending, and we see that something happened here with this number. I think there is a mistake in this number. Let me see. That's an average. That includes probably land. So you see right here, this is more representative when you look at single family homes. So I really hope that you enjoy this tutorial. I would say this tutorial is really, my goal was to show you a little bit of the areas of Montreal, and we'll go in depth in further videos. So subscribe for more. Thank you for encouraging the channel and for your support. We'll talk soon. See you.